Man is sentenced to 30 years for aggravated sexual assault of a child in Victoria.
We go to Washington in moments for the latest on Congress as the House approaches the end of the fourth day without a speaker.
And a 6-year-old is in custody after shooting a teacher in Virginia.
We've been on the warm side, but we're about to see a little bit of a cool down this weekend. We're going to talk all about that and more. But first, here's Gina.
AEDs save lives, and we hear from the VISD Athletic Director in Sports.
You're watching 25 News Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia. We begin tonight with a 75-year-old man, Leonardo Ramon Menjares, who was sentenced to 30 years for aggravated sexual assault of a child. He pled guilty to the offense prior to the sentencing. The initial victim came forward in 2018 and 4 others followed with similar allegations. He faced multiple charges related to the sexual abuse of 5 children over a 10-year period from 2007 to 2017. Menjares must serve 1/2 of his sentence before he is eligible for parole. At that time, he will be 90 years old.
Police in the Virginia city of Newport News say a 6-year-old student shot and wounded a teacher at his school during an altercation inside a first-grade classroom. No students hurt in the shooting. One frightened parent saying her heart stopped when she got a text message from the school saying one person was shot and another was in custody.
About 2 o'clock this afternoon, there was a gunshot inside the school here at Rich Neck Elementary. We have an adult female, a teacher, who has been transported to a local hospital where she's undergoing treatment. She is considered critical right now. As we continue, we have officers there giving us updates on how she's doing there. That's important to me. But the number one thing right now is to get these kids back with their parents. Like I said, the school is completely secure at this point. It was cleared with our SWAT team and officers.
Police were seen reuniting students and parents.
A late night on Capitol Hill. It's still going on as House lawmakers try for a 14th time to elect a new speaker.
After a bumpy road this week, today started looking much better for Republican Kevin McCarthy as a number of voters started to swing his way.
Republican leader Kevin McCarthy closer than he's ever been before in his bid to become the next House Speaker.
We'll come back tonight, and I believe at that time we'll have the votes to finish this once and for all.
A new round of voting now underway after the House adjourned this afternoon following McCarthy's 13th straight loss.
The Speaker has not been elected.
But after 4 days, McCarthy finally picking up momentum.
McCarthy.
During the 12th vote on the House floor, more than a dozen of the anti-McCarthy holdouts moving into the GOP leader's support column, and then eventually 15. It comes after days of closed-door negotiations at a Republican conference meeting this morning where the GOP leader reiterated his latest round of concessions, including a change to the House rules to allow just one lawmaker, Republican or Democrat, to trigger a vote to remove McCarthy as Speaker. Some of McCarthy's supporters frustrated, saying the GOP leader has given up too much to the small but vocal opposition.
Because it took this long, now we learned how to govern. So now we'll be able to get the job done.
While the fresh round of concessions helped flip new votes in McCarthy's favor, a handful of ultra-conservatives are still holding their ground, claiming never Kevin.
Mr. McCarthy doesn't have the votes today. He will not have the votes tomorrow, and he will not have the votes next week, next month, next year.
And if the House is finally able to elect a new speaker, it would be significant. Members can finally be sworn in, and nearly a week after the legislative session began, they can move on to their duties. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Now, in the 12th round of ballots for the vote for Speaker of the House earlier today, District 27 Congressman Michael Cloud voted for Kevin McCarthy. The voting has been going on all night long. 25 News Now reporter Adam Seibel has the latest. Adam?
That's right, Don and Karina. So District 27 Congressman Michael Cloud is among one of those 14 holdouts who voted for McCarthy in the 12th round of votes for the Speaker of the House. Now, House Leader Kevin McCarthy is closer to victory on the 4th day of voting. 14 of the 20 conservative holdouts switched to him. McCarthy lost the 12th round of voting, but picked up support, with Congressman Cloud being one of those votes who flipped in support of McCarthy, saying that he has worked diligently with members of Congress, including Kevin McCarthy, to find agreements on key structural reforms and policy initiatives needed to put our country on the right path. Now, McCarthy needs 218 votes to be Speaker of the House. And on his Facebook page today, Congressman Cloud said, quote, "We have made major progress on the processes and reforms we have been fighting for. Final details are being worked out, but I have high hopes we will be able to get this done for the American people." Also tonight, Congressman Cloud posting to his Facebook what they've been negotiating for. Some of those negotiations included a term limit vote, single subject bills, a Texas border plan, a budget that stops an increase in the debt ceiling, ending emergency funding and ending all COVID mandates and funding, and 72 hours to read a bill. So at last check, the voting's actually going on underway right now, and it looks like McCarthy has 216 votes. And like we said, he needs 218. So as of right now, he still has not gotten those 218 votes. Don, Karina, back to you.
Adam, if I may say something,
absolutely.
Adam, thank you. And ABC News right now is reporting it's a House of Representatives speaker vote standoff. So the voting may be done for tonight, but they still may be talking. Don't know.
We'll see how it goes. And this is, of course, a very hot topic. So here's your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code right there on your screen to participate. The question is, do you approve of Congressman Michael Cloud flipping to vote for McCarthy? Yes or no? We take a look at those final results. 47% say yes and 53% say no. And just like the House, we're also very close here. Thank you for participating today. Remember, come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate in all our daily viewer polls.
A customer shot and killed a robbery suspect at a Houston taqueria Thursday night. Houston police say about 10 customers were inside the restaurant when the masked man walked in, aimed a gun at them, and took their wallets and cell phones. As the suspect was walking out the door, one customer pulled a gun and shot him several times. The suspect died at the scene. Police say the suspect was actually armed with a plastic pistol and not a real gun. The person who shot and killed the suspect left the scene.
Store except for the owners of the store and the workers at the store. So it would be great if they would come back here to the scene and talk to us or call HPD Homicide. They need to give us their statements, especially the individual that did the shooting.
Police say the shooter is not in trouble. They'd like to just question him. At last check, he was not identified yet.
And let's take a first look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Howie Gordon. Howie, we're having an exciting night here counting the votes in Washington, D.C. Will we have an exciting weekend weather-wise?
Yeah, that's speculative, Don. That's subjective once again. I'm going to give you the variables. You decide if it's exciting or not. I think it's been exciting what we've had so far. Above average temperatures, lots of sunshine, pretty pleasant out there. Winds for the most part on the lighter side, a little breezy today, but okay, we hit the mid 80s or low 80s today. Here we are sitting now right mid to upper 60s, really right across the area. But with increasing moisture, yeah, we're still dealing with this fog. Well, it reinvented itself now. The fog went away for a few days, but now it's looking to cause problems once again. So drive on the slower side. Here's our winds. We were really breezy today. Winds starting to come down through most of the locations, but we'll drop to 63 overnight. Not too bad. Partly cloudy. So looking at that fog, but we're looking at potential showers. We're looking at a cool down. We'll talk more about it coming up. Don, Karina.
Thanks, Howie. The mother of the Robb Elementary School shooter arrested in Oklahoma City after she threatened to kill a man. Oklahoma City police say 40-year-old Adriana Martinez Reyes is in the Oklahoma County Jail charged with assault and battery and threatening to perform an act of violence. Police went to a home because a caller said she was threatening to kill a man. She reportedly yelled at the man while police were at the home. Now, an employee was tragically killed at Alabama Montgomery's regional airport on Christmas Eve. Oh, New Year's Eve.
And the woman is being remembered and mourned by her co-workers.
A loss that many are struggling to process.
I can't wrap my mind around how this happened.
Courtney Edwards died New Year's Eve from an industrial accident. The National Transportation Safety Board says Edwards was, quote, ingested into the engine of a plane at the Montgomery Regional Airport. Devontae Palmer says he used to work with Edwards and says she was a joy to be around.
She was very kind. She was very funny, very funny. She was a very down-to-earth person.
Both Palmer and Edwards worked for Piedmont Airlines, part of American Airlines commuter network. And Edwards, he says, was passionate about aviation.
She would tell me that she was always dedicated and motivated to do the best job and put the best foot forward.
Palmer says he feels for his coworkers who witnessed the tragedy, hoping it serves as a wake-up call to always be adamant about safety in the workplace.
We need to be even more vigilant and more resourceful and be looking out for each other. It's no more, well, you know, she was out there by herself or she knew what she was doing. No, we all need to come together.
As for the family, Palmer hopes they find peace in knowing who she was while she was still alive.
As time goes on, don't reflect on how she died, but rather reflect on how she lived. And as she lived her life knowing that I'm going to do my best each and every day.
We are looking live now at the House of Representatives in the United States, Washington, D.C., and the Capitol. The vote right now is over for House Speaker. At last check, Kevin McCarthy got 216 votes. He needed 218 to become the next House Speaker. People are walking around. We can't tell what's going on, but right now Kevin McCarthy is 2 votes shy of becoming House Speaker, and we hope to get back to that scene and the latest on that situation going late in the night in our nation's capital in a few moments. But next, it's now 2 years since the January 6th insurrection or riot at the Capitol. A moment of silence was held on the Capitol steps today to remember those who were lost.
The White House held a ceremony this afternoon where President Joe Biden awarded the Presidential Citizens Medal to the heroes on that day, including several Capitol officers.
2 years ago, this was the scene at the United States Capitol as insurrectionists tried to stop Congress from certifying the 2020 election results. Today, the Capitol was silent and solemn, a remembrance for the 5 people who were killed, including Capitol officer Brian Sicknick, who lost his life defending the Capitol.
We will never forget their sacrifice, and we will never forget this day.
140 officers were also seriously injured that day. President Biden hosting a ceremony at the White House, posthumously awarding Sicknick with the Presidential Citizens Medal.
And history will remember your names. They'll remember your courage. They'll remember your bravery. They'll remember your extraordinary commitments to your fellow Americans.
Several other officers, like Capitol Officer Harry Dunn and election workers, also receiving the prestigious award, one of the nation's highest civilian honors. Officer Dunn still works at the Capitol and tells ABC he still struggles with PTSD from that day, recently experiencing a flare-up.
Because I had made such good progress to heal and be able to deal with these emotions and these feelings in a healthy manner, but it was all just like out of nowhere, just ripped away from me. And it wasn't a specific incident that caused it. I was just like, man, I thought I had this under control.
The White House says more than 950 people have been arrested in connection with the Capitol riot, and that the investigation and prosecution of those responsible continues to move forward at an unprecedented speed and scale. Rena Roy, ABC News, Los Angeles.
64 Texans charged in the January 6th Capitol riot. 11 pleaded guilty. Prosecutors dropping the charges against Joseph Barnes, an Austin real estate agent, after he died in a motorcycle crash last summer. The remaining 52 cases are pending before federal judges in Washington, D.C. A Tarrant County man is among the 15 accused rioters arrested across the country in December.
Authorities in Tennessee are investigating an incident where a school security guard is accused of punching a teenager after a disagreement about a hoodie.
The boy's mother is demanding answers after her son was forced to sit in the back of a police car for hours.
17-year-old Jermaine Fleetwood says it was just another day of going to school until he met face-to-face with a third-party security guard over him having his hoodie up outside.
The man asked me, could I take my hoodie off when I was outside? I told him I had him when I got inside the building because it was cold outside.
Fleetwood says the security guard proceeded to pull his hood down, and when Fleetwood pulled it back up over his head is when things escalated. He says he was cuffed by Hamilton County Sheriff's Department and put in the back of a car for 3 hours. His mother, Tara Smith, says the school didn't notify her any of this was happening.
My daughter had to let me know that something was wrong with her brother. No one got in contact with me.
Hamilton County Sheriff's Department spokesman Matt Lee confirmed this incident with us, but told us we needed to reach out to Hamilton County Department of Education for details. And when we reached out to HCDE, they said this, quote, "We are investigating all aspects of this morning's incident," end quote. And Smith says parents received this email from Brainerd High about security, quote, "Elevated security measures will be in place so that we can be safe and focus on teaching and learning," end quote. But Smith says this is not the security that she had in mind for her kids, especially at school.
This shouldn't have happened. I send my kids to school for 8 hours and then this is what takes place.
Reporting at Brainerd High School, I'm Hannah May, News Channel 9.
Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10. A judge suspends the law license of Alex Jones's attorney for 6 months after he releases unauthorized Sandy Hook files.
Also ahead, New York hospitals are preparing for a nurse strike, including moving babies to other hospitals and redirecting ambulances.
We offer services over 3,000 square miles in the South Texas area. TISD is your local leader in quality internet. Give us a call today, 361-573-1102.
Looking for dinner made easy? Move over meal prep and make way for pre-chopped and pre-portioned ingredients. Hit the road hard to follow recipes and say hello to easy breezy meals. Peace out, pile of dishes, and welcome easy cleanup. Well, hello there, Home Chef. Home Chef oven-ready meals, pre-chopped and pre-portioned recipes without the prep or mess. Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com. Home Chef, delicious meat simple.
Stay up to date with what's happening in the Crossroads by downloading the Crossroads Today mobile app. You'll get instant alerts to your phone or tablet the minute breaking news or weather happens. Only the free Crossroads Today mobile app features weather updates for local sports. The Crossroads Today app gives you the ability to stream our daily newscasts when you're on the go and share pictures or tips straight to our newsroom and so much more. Brought to you locally by Prosperity Bank with 12 locations serving the Crossroads area.
We offer services over 3,000 square miles in the South Texas area. TISD is your local leader in quality internet. Give us a call today, 361-573-1102.
Let's go back, a live look in the U.S. House of Representatives. They are now voting to adjourn for the night. It's about 11:17 in the east there in our nation's capital. And the vote tonight, Kevin McCarthy still did not get enough votes to win the House Speaker spot. He got 216. He needed 218. So they're voting right now either to call it a night or keep voting. And that is the live look there from the House of Representatives in the nation's capital. A judge suspends the law license of Alex Jones's attorney Norm Pattis for 6 months after he releases unauthorized Sandy Hook files. The files include the personal medical records of several Sandy Hook families during the Connecticut defamation case. Pattis plans to appeal the decision. Pattis acknowledges the judgment, saying he's currently in Washington, D.C. for the Proud Boys insurrection case.
New York City hospitals are scrambling to put extreme contingency plans into place as 10,000 nurses prepare to walk off. The job on Monday. Starting today, babies will be transferred to other hospitals and ambulances will be asked to take patients elsewhere for fear the nurses will walk off the job. The New York State Nurses Association says they are fighting for better wages, staffing, and benefits.
They should just get their money. They deserve it. Every cent, every dollar.
Some New York City hospitals finding a way to make deals happen, one reaching a tentative deal offering 18% raises over 3 years. Other hospitals say they're making what they say are similar generous offers, but the union rejects them.
The pandemic has worsened the mental health of school nurses.
Almost half say they feel bullied or threatened.
Like many healthcare providers, many school nurses have seen their mental health decline since the pandemic. In a survey of nearly 8,000 school nurses across the country, the CDC says nearly half claim they felt bullied, threatened, or harassed in the workplace. They were also more likely to report symptoms of poor mental health during COVID if they worked more than 40 hours a week, felt unappreciated, weren't adequately compensated, or lacked support from their peers. In addition, many school nurses reported experiencing depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder during COVID. COVID-19 job-related duties like notifying parents about isolation and quarantining and taking care of students and staff suspected of having COVID-19 played a role in their mental health decline as well. To help, the CDC is calling on school leaders to include nurses in decision-making, hire more staff, and provide support. With this Medical Minute, I'm Alex Perche, ABC News.
The FDA grants accelerated approval for the drug lecanemab. It's one of the first experimental dementia drugs, which appears to slow the progression of cognitive decline. FDA officials say the treatment targets the underlying process of Alzheimer's. Accelerated approval makes it easier and quicker for drugs treating serious conditions to be approved.
That boundary you see right there headed our way. We're going to talk all about it just in a couple minutes from now.
Are you ready to stop letting big business take your customers away? Phase 3 Digital is your #1 digital marketing resource to keep your customers shopping with you. With an office right here in the Crossroads and a team of support across the nation, we can help you wherever your business is in the online journey. From building a site to developing e-commerce capabilities to growing your customer base, we will drive results. It is time to take the next step in growing your business with Phase 3 Digital. Are you ready to take your customers back? Give us a call or visit us online to get started.
From McAdams, it shows you care. The freshest flowers, the prettiest plants, balloons and gift baskets too. And beautifully unique is what you seek. Making lasting impressions is what we do. Always the very best value for you. When it comes from McAdams, it shows you care.
Now there is even stronger protection against COVID-19 and its variants. The updated booster can help keep you from getting seriously ill or ending up in the hospital. Make sure you're up to date with all COVID vaccines.
Victoria Eye Center and 25 News Now brings to you every Monday a Vision Health segment to learn about eye diseases and possible treatments. Tune into the segment or go to crossroadstoday.com to learn more about eye health, brought to you by Victoria Eye Center.
All right, our final full weather of the evening. So we saw lots of sunshine today, lots of blue skies, and that translated very well into some warm temperatures. That's right, we were in the lower 80s today. Normally supposed to be about almost 20 degrees cooler, but back in 1927, hey, 83, got within a degree of that one. Okay. Visibility, moisture's returned to the Crossroads. You see that moisture now pushing. What's happened? You get the moisture a few degrees, 2 to 3 degrees of warmer than the ocean, the sea level temperatures. What does that mean? That could mean for dense fog. As that advection, that sea fog pushes inland, yeah, we could see some areas getting taken down to maybe a quarter of a mile or less in terms of visibility in some spots. So if you're encountering the fog, you want to drive on the slower side. Okay, so lower 80s today. Temperatures dropping, but with dew points on the rise and higher numbers now, more moisture available, we're not going to quite drop as much. So, hey, we're going to stay. Right now, we're not going to stay, but we're in the mid to upper 60s. But some spots might not get out of the upper 60s overnight. Again, due to that, the moisture levels on the higher side. Those dew point numbers, here we are on the higher side. They were in the 20s and 30s temperature-wise just a couple of days ago. But now you've seen that moisture push in from the Gulf, and here we've returned to that, I want to say, the unnecessary type of feel when you get to about 60, 65 degrees. Here we are, but at the same time, this is helping with fog, but at the same time, not allowing for overnight temperatures to drop into the 40s like we saw a couple nights. Now, we were pretty gusty a little while ago, a couple hours ago. All these boundaries moving closer, kind of pulling on one another. Things have kind of balanced a little bit. Really just a few gusty areas out in Beeville, and that maybe winds 10, 12 miles per hour. We can see winds start to pick up again when that boundary does push through the area. And here's that boundary we're talking about. We've been tracking it for a few days. So what's happening now? This boundary's headed our way. Moisture is going to start moving in out ahead of this front because storms to the north are going to pull that moisture up. When it does that, okay, more moisture, we can start to see showers later in the day on Saturday. And when this boundary starts to come closer, here we go, we could see some stronger winds and maybe some heavier rain along this boundary. I'm not looking at a severe weather threat at the moment. I just think it's going to come through, bring some showers, a few maybe heavy Plumes, yeah, a few heavy plumes of rain here and there, but mostly scattered showers too, so some areas not going to see as much. Then the boundary pushes through. For about a day we cool down, but really quickly then, Monday night, warm front pushes up from the south with that warmer air. That could keep showers going at the same time. That cooler air gets negated because the warmer air replaces it, moving back up from the south. Okay, future tracker, really the boundary comes through, moisture out in front of that. Okay, we got a few heavy plumes here and there, but mostly staying on the lighter side. And then again, for the future tracker, we start to clear off until that warm front pulls up from the south, bringing more moisture and maybe some more rain showers. Rain forecast, okay, 68 degrees for the water. All these variables, so yeah, right around small craft advisories, so be careful. 63 overnight, and then for tomorrow, 79. But looking ahead to the rest of the week for Cuero, here we go. We do cool down, but then warm up. And then for Port Lavaca, we warm up after the cool down. And right here in Victoria, that's right, after a little bit of a cool down, we warm up pretty much the rest of the week. For more weather, news, and sports, you go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com. And now we go, with any Android and iPhone, now we go to Sports with Gino.
Thanks, Howie. The stands and parking lot were packed tonight to see two Victoria schools battle it out on the hardwood. We have the highlights after the break.
25 News Now would like to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Go to the link on your screen for more information on how to download.
Are you ready to change your career path? Come join our sales team at the Victoria Television Group. Do you have a passion for customer service and sales? This is the right place for you. We offer great benefits, medical, dental, life, 401k, paid vacation, and much more. Call me and let me show you why the Victoria Television Group sales team is the right choice for you.
Please tune in Sundays at 11 a.m. on KAVU Channel 25, Sudden Link Channel 4 to view the First Baptist Church weekly service.
Shop naked and save at the Homestead. You can take it home and stain it tonight.
What in tarnation? The Homestead's gone rustic. Mosey on over and check out the store today.
Tired of your typical clock in, clock out job? You need a rewarding career in an entertaining environment that you'll enjoy. Take yourself out of the box and come to the Victoria Television Group. We have an active, fun, creative atmosphere that can help you succeed and keep those everyday work blues away. Come join our energetic and outgoing sales team. Renew your career and learn to use skills you didn't know you had. Call us 361-575-2500 or email opportunity@victoriatelevision.com for more information.
Howdy, Crossroads. Sport brings entertainment and happiness to many, but sometimes sports like football can have dire consequences. So being prepared in case a terrible situation arises is key. Safety concerns have recently arose in light of the injury to Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin, who suffered cardiac arrest after making a tackle against a Cincinnati Bengals football player in Week 17 of the NFL season. The Victoria Independent School District Athletic Director, Spencer Gant, said in the 27 years he has been around sports, he is blessed to say he has never used an AED and has never seen one being used in his presence.
VISD, our number one priority is safety, and it's not just in athletics, it's across the board, and I think we do a really good job with that. And every single coach on our staff has to be certified AED, CPR, and first aid before they can ever walk out on the field or the court and coach kids.
In August of 2007, the University Interscholastic League required all of its members to have at least one AED on campus after a football player in Westlake, Austin was saved by the device. There are 11 AEDs in the VISD athletic department, and one travels to each home and away game for every athletic event. There is an emergency action plan in place if something were to happen. If you do find yourself in a situation and you do not know how to use an AED, don't worry. The device will walk you through the process.
Follow these instructions. Make sure 911 is called now. Begin by exposing patient's bare chest. Remove or cut clothing if needed. When patient's chest is bare, remove the white square package from lid of AED. Tear open white package across dotted line and remove pads.
Gant said in the event something like Monday night happens in Victoria, an ambulance, medical professionals, and an AED is on standby. The reason Hamblin is alive today is because of the quick response time of the medical professionals on scene. And since speed is vital, it helps that down the road from Memorial Stadium, there is a fire station, and a little over a mile away is a close hospital. The latest on Hamlin is he is not breathing through a tube anymore, and he has spoken to his team saying, "Love you, boys." Well, it was a packed house tonight at East High School, and the Lady Titans and Lady Warriors went at it before the boys did. The East Lady Titans led the game and really turned it on in the fourth quarter, holding the West offense to just 1 point while scoring 21 of its own. East would go on to win 59-13. The boys basketball team played immediately after the girls, and early on it looked as if the Warriors were going to run away with the game, scoring 9 in a row, but the East Titans battled back, scoring 9 unanswered points of their own to tie the game at 9 by the end of the first quarter, and the game would end with the East Titans winning 60-56. Well, that's your sports. Don and Karina, back to you.
Gino, thank you. Let us go live once again to the U.S. House Representatives. Right now, it is tied up, the vote on whether to adjourn for the night. Before that, there was the 14th vote on the House Speaker. Kevin McCarthy needed 217 votes. He got 216. The deciding vote, Representative Matt Gaetz, Republican, decided to vote present. So that is the 14th time that the Speaker's House Speaker vote has been denied to Kevin McCarthy. He loses it again, and they may still be going on, or maybe they're not. Right now, they're adjourning right now. Looks like 218 to 215. We'll see. This is the longest election for a House Speaker since 1859. And we'll see if there's more to come later tonight.
That's right. Stay with us as we follow these numbers closely. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, we'll take a last look at your weather. Plus, that big banana car is back in Victoria. More on how you can catch this sweet ride.
Victoria All Sports is a family-friendly gun shop with everything you need for your next hunting trip. Not only do we carry the most popular brands of handguns, rifles, ammos, and reloading supplies, but we also carry the largest selection of deer blinds and feeders in the Crossroads. Whatever your camping or outdoor needs are, we've got the best cast iron cooking supplies, knives, apparel, and boots available for the entire family. Victoria All Sports, located at Houston Highway, right here in Victoria.
Get your new year off to a great start with end-of-the-year clearance and New Year's savings. Lax Furniture has the looks you love and the prices you can't afford to miss. Get incredible clearance deals now through Monday. Save on blowouts. Plus an extra 10% off when you pay with cash or interest-free financing for up to 60 months. This 5-piece dining set just $6.95. This living room set just $14.95. And this 4-piece queen bedroom just $19.95. The New Year's sale extended one final week only at Lax Furniture.
The big banana car is back in town. The car is a 23-foot-long motorized banana. The banana car was built in 2009 and is an original 1993 Ford pickup truck converted into a rolling banana. The car went on tour in 2011 and drives coast to coast and north to south. This weekend is our turn. Catch a ride at 3202 North Navarro, 11 a.m. to dark this weekend only. And Howie, how's the weather going to be before the banana splits?
Well, the banana split looking good, but then over the weekend we'll start to see some changes. I like that one, Don. We got the moisture moving in, looking at some fog overnight and into the morning. Overnight, 63 degrees again, looking at that fog. Tomorrow, though, okay, 79, looking at partly sunny skies, but later in the day, we'll start to see some showers. Okay, so here's what we got for Saturday. 79, and then boundary comes in, knocks us down. We got rain Saturday, Sunday, but then we warm up nicely until maybe a cold front knocks us down later in the week, but still 67 Friday looking good. Don, Karina?
Thank you. Sony Honda Mobility has unveiled the new EV brand called Afeela at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. The prototype equipped with 45 sensors inside and outside the vehicle and will have various functions, including facial recognition. Each passenger seat also equipped with video monitors. Plans to launch the vehicle in 2025.
All right, and thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. Remember, we're streaming 24/7 on Crossroads Today Plus.
Join us for Sunrise Monday morning. Have a good weekend.